welcome back to Bookish Brits. My name is Michelle, and for today's video I really wanted to talk to you a bit about I Am by Maggie O'Farrell. Now, I can't remember exactly how I first heard about this book. I think it was possibly one of the members of my book club is a fan of Maggie O'Farrell's, and maybe she brought it up before, but I saw it a year or two ago in a charity shop. Decided to pick it up. I wanted to gift it as like a Secret Santa present, but I think plans changed, and for whatever reason I kept this book for myself, and I'm really glad that I did so. So if you haven't heard of this book before, I Am is a memoir of Maggie O'Farrell's life told through 17 different brushes with death. So it kind of has like a short story sort of feel to it. Some of the brushes with death are longer than others, just having a more, not only having more of a significant impact emotionally, but also just with the length of time that she spends on each of the stories. It was a really interesting structure, I guess, for a memoir, especially because of how much of Maggie O'Farrell's life and her character and how much I came to know about her in the way that she told these different stories. I think it was fantastic. The writing style in particular was something that I really picked up on. The brushes with death, I keep wanting to call them stories, but they're not stories because this is all true to life in her experiences. But some of the experiences, then we'll call them, that I'm most connected to, it was the first story about being 18, I think, going away for her first job, working in this, I think it was a hotel. She goes off on a walk on her own in some woods behind her workplace. She runs into a kind of dodgy sort of man, and she knows that he is bent on some sort of violence, but even though something does occur, it isn't exactly what you're thinking of. She doesn't get physically attacked. She manages to, I don't want to spoil it, it is within the first 10 pages or so, but it just, I mentioned already her writing style. I think that she has such a skill of weaving together different stories and using certain language that just, it was so compelling for me as the reader that I just wanted to continue reading. I couldn't put this book down. Not all of the stories hit me as emotionally as that first one did. There was one about miscarriage, a later one regarding her childhood illness was really fascinating, and I think the final brush with death involving really severe allergies was also really emotional to read as well. But I feel like it was such a, I keep repeating myself, an interesting structure, especially because it's not a linear memoir. So she does jump back and forth in time. So the first experience was when she was 18. She moves on to when she's later in life. You kind of get the sense of a timeline of her life anyway, just because she does make reference to relationships, different places that she's moved to for job reasons, and so on. You do get this overarching sense of who she is, but I think each of the experiences tells a bigger story as well. I really felt like she came to life reading these stories about death, and I think that also some of the things that I really liked about it is how life-affirming and hopeful it is, even though 17 brushes with death in one lifetime feels pretty extreme, even though it isn't. Like I said, some of them or maybe I didn't say it and I was just thinking that in my head. I can't tell at the moment, but one of the things that I did pick up on is sometimes it isn't really the experience itself, it's what Maggie O'Farrell has taken from the experience. So there was one in which she's walking with a boyfriend or somebody that she's in a relationship with, and they're kind of figuring stuff out, where to go from here. They meet a dog. The dog looks like it's gonna run into the road, and she sort of grabs onto the dog's collar, and a really big truck comes rushing by and almost hits her. It's not exactly a brush with death. You'd think, oh yeah, she got hit by the car. I can see that. As I was reading it, I was thinking, is that really a brush with death? And some of it is just that that what she takes from that, and how that has related to what was going on in her life. It just made it really fascinating. I really enjoyed I am. Especially like just reading more about her experiences with this childhood disease was fascinating. The stuff about the severe allergies. There was a chapter about a miscarriage, and I think she mentions in that experience as well, you know, how little women talk about hugely traumatic experiences like miscarriage, even though it's something that a lot of women have dealt with, or have, not even if it's not first-hand knowledge of that type of thing, at least second-hand knowledge. Everyone kind of knows somebody that's gone through that, and it's just not something that we've talked about as a whole. It was honestly so very fascinating for so many different reasons. I'm really glad that I kept this book for myself and I picked it up and read it. I will definitely be reading more by Maggie O'Farrell. I do have a copy of Hamnet on my Kindle to read. It does look kind of chunky though, so if you are a Maggie O'Farrell fan and you know of a particular place that I should start that's not Hamnet, because historical fiction is something that I find a little bit intimidating, but I do want to read more by Maggie O'Farrell, then do let me know and I would love to hear your recommendations. In terms of my nonfiction reading, I'm still reading a really chunky nonfiction book about Native Americans, and called The Earth is Weeping, but I don't really know where to go from here. I was thinking maybe The Five, about the victims of Jack the Ripper, or possibly a personal development sort of book. I kind of am leaning more towards history lately, so if you have any nonfiction recommendations at all, I would love to hear from you. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next time.